We are right on the edge of a massive change in how we build software. But there's a big problem. Why do today's AI coding agents feel so clumsy, so stuck? And more importantly, how do we build one that someone who doesn't code can actually use and trust?
You know, when we think about AI agents, it's easy to just picture this simple line from kind of dumb to super smart. But let's be real, to build something that's genuinely useful for everybody, we have to think way beyond that simple spectrum.
For the longest time, agent development has felt like this simple trade-off, right? It was a tug of war. Do you want a super fast assistant that needs you looking over its shoulder constantly? Or do you want a slow, long-running agent that you can just delegate to? But this completely misses a crucial third dimension: building for people who can't and, frankly, shouldn't have to make all the technical calls.
Okay, so this brings us to two totally different ways to think about autonomy. On one side, you've got supervised autonomy. Think of it like Tesla's full self-driving. Yeah, it's impressive, but you, the user, need a driver's license. You have to be ready to grab the wheel when things get tricky. But on the other side, that's unsupervised autonomy, the Waymo experience. You're just chilling in the back seat. No license needed. The agent is expected to handle everything. So here's the absolute key takeaway. True autonomy isn't just about how long an agent can run on its own, it's about what it's doing during that time. It's the agent's ability to take all those messy, complex technical decisions completely off your plate so you can just focus on what you want to build, not how it gets built. So, how in the world do we get to that level of true autonomy? Well, it all starts with our first pillar: autonomous verification. Because let me tell you, without this, AI agents are just building these beautiful, elaborate illusions that are completely broken on the inside. And get this, in their research, Replit found that on the very first try, more than 30% of the individual features that AI agents create, happen to be broken. They call these painted doors. You know, features that look totally real, like a button you can click on, but when you do, nothing happens. It's just for show.
Now, for a non-technical user, this is a huge, huge problem. Finding a painted door isn't just a simple bug. It feels like a betrayal. It just completely shatters their trust. Because, they have no idea how to debug it, and they shouldn't have to. Manually clicking every single thing to double-check the agent's work, that's not a solution. That's a nightmare.
So, how do you fix this? Well, instead of just giving the agent a couple of generic tools like click this or fill out that form, Replit's approach is way smarter. They have the agent write its own specific, powerful testing code. This is so much better at catching those weird, unique problems, and this is the brilliant part, it creates a reusable test suite for the future. Okay, so once we have an agent that can actually check its own homework, the next big challenge is helping it stay focused. This brings us right to our second pillar: smart context management. And let me tell you, the solution isn't just about giving the agent a bigger brain. You'd think that to handle more complex stuff, you just need a bigger context window, right? 1 million tokens, 10 million tokens. But it turns out even really ambitious projects don't actually need these massive brains. Most of them can be done within about 200,000 tokens, as long as the agent is really smart about what it's paying attention to.
The secret sauce here is a technique called sub-agent orchestration. The best way to think about it is like a really good manager. Instead of trying to juggle everything at once and getting confused, the main agent delegates specific jobs to temporary specialists.
Here's exactly how it works. The main agent is chugging along and hits a point where it needs to, let's say, verify some code. So it spawns a brand new specialized sub-agent just for that one job. It gives it only the information it absolutely needs and nothing else. The sub-agent goes off, does its work in total isolation, comes back with a simple yes or no, and then poof, it disappears. This is brilliant because it stops the main agent's brain from getting cluttered with a bunch of junk it doesn't need. So, with verification and context now handled, our agent is starting to feel truly autonomous. But there's still one more problem. The user experience is just slow. And that brings us to the next massive challenge: parallelism. Look, an agent that can work for hours all by itself is a technical marvel, for sure, but it's not a great product experience. I mean, who wants to write a prompt, go grab lunch, and then come back just hoping and praying that it worked? We've got to be willing to trade a little extra computer power to save the user's precious time. Right now, the way we do parallelism puts all the work on you, the user. You have to break down the big task into smaller pieces, and then you have to deal with the messy conflicts when it all comes back together. The future, though, is an agent that's smart enough to be its own project manager, automatically breaking down the task and running jobs in parallel in a way that cleverly avoids those conflicts in the first place. So, when you put all of these pieces together, we start to see a new, much stronger definition of what a truly autonomous agent really needs to be, especially if it's going to work for someone who isn't a programmer.
All right, let's do a quick recap of everything we've learned today. True autonomy, it's not just about how long an agent runs. It's about its ability to make technical decisions for the user. It's built on two core pillars. First, autonomous verification, so we can get rid of those fake painted doors and actually build trust. And second, smart context management, using those cool subagents to stay focused. And the future? It's all about core loop parallelism, to make the whole experience fast and, actually fun to use.
And all of this leads us to this really fascinating final question. If an AI can autonomously make technical decisions, check its own work, and manage its own complex workflow, what even is the boundary anymore between someone who uses software and someone who creates it? That line is starting to dissolve completely. And what that means for all of us? Well, that's a question we're all going to be figuring out together.